Good morning and welcome to Locked In on Lockdown. My name's Alex Elaine.
I'm Jack Gerards.
We're coming at you with that daily heat, source of inspiration, motivation, and actionable tips to get your mind right and your day started with a bang. So Jack, what's today's topic?
Today we're talking about the importance of self-improvement. And I think for a lot of people, this is something that can be overlooked because they get so caught up in their daily life, in their 9 to 5, just in the general upkeep of being an adult that perhaps maybe sometimes we don't invest enough time in ourselves on a daily basis.
Most definitely. It's always interesting when we talk about, I guess, personal development or self-improvement, because the immediate thing that goes through my head is what better investment can you make than yourself? And some of you hopefully saw a video I did on what's the best investment you can make right now. And ultimately, I talked to the fact that it's us, it's ourselves, because we found ourselves in all of these uncertain times. Everyone's getting moved from pillar to post. Their jobs are up in the air. They're trying to think where the next penny's going to come from. But the reality is that the only stable investment that's going to last you a lifetime is you. And so there's many different ways for us to think about how we can invest in ourselves, look inwardly, and actually connect ourselves to this journey of self-improvement. And there's education, there's making a financial investment in yourself to grow your brand and grow your reach. But Jack, it'd be great to hear from you, kind of some things that you do, actionable things that you do to commit yourself and actually invest in your own self-development.
I think the main way that I try and look at this is that every single day I am determined to ensure that by the time that I go to bed, I am better than the person I was when I woke up. And if I haven't accomplished that, then I have wasted the day. Like it's as simple as that. Like every single day, you need to ensure that you are better than the person you were when you woke up. And I think there's also another perspective that we can look at this from, and that's, well, if you're not making improvements, then you're stagnant. And being stagnant is a terrible, terrible thing, especially in a time like this, where there is a lot of negativity around. You need to keep moving. You need to keep making progress. You need to be working towards something that is positive and is hopeful, whether that be, something that is within you in terms of developing your own skills or your expertise, or whether that be on an external project that you're developing. It's so important. And I personally think that is really at least for me, that's one of the aspects of life that provides me with the most joy, is seeing myself develop XP, as it were. Like I treat life as if it's a game, and I'm developing new skills and attributes that I can add on to my personality and my skill set, and life just becomes a lot richer when you're making progress over time.
Yeah, I love that talk track of waking up and being that little bit better than you were the day before. And again, it kind of ties back into our concepts of marginal gains and the compound effect, right? You know, if every single day you do that one little bit or that one little thing to be better educated or to expand your learning over time, over a year, 2 years, 3 years, you can imagine how much that compounds. And you can even tie it into something like learning a language, right? You know, how do we learn languages? We try and do a little bit each day, add another word to our vocabulary. And over a year, you're probably going to be fluent, a year or a few years, you're probably going to be fluent in that language. So it's really important to kind of look at it from the lens of what better investment can I make than in myself and my personal education, so that actually I can be more impactful in the work that I do or in my ability to actually impact others as well. For you, Jack, how do you, when you think about your career and I guess your day-to-day and the things that you focus on there, are there specific steps you take around trying to almost improve your performance or your ability to perform within your day-to-day duties or within your role, for example?
I'm definitely always conscientious of putting my best foot forward. And I think one thing that I'm known for being is quite granular with my approach to all aspects of life. I'm just very detailed orientated. I think sometimes that works against me, and it's very interesting. In fact, I've seen over the last 3 weeks that I've managed to improve that a lot more by walking the fine line between trying to achieve perfection and then also just striving for progress. But I think it's constantly just being very aware and intentional about what it is that you're specifically trying to work towards. And you can assist this with the books that you're reading. Sometimes you need to rewire your mind. So it's important to be reading books on the side, even regardless of whatever field that you're in, reading books on the sides that are going to help you construct the right type of mindset that is going to put you in the place that you need to be able to make significant progress moving forward.
For sure. One thing I guess, for some people they say is that actually they don't have time to commit to this path, right? They don't have time to carve out a window to go and read or to clue themselves up on something. And I know you got a big smile on your face. The reality is that's true, right? Some people that's going to be their thing. So I guess my stance in it, and I'd love to hear yours as well, is that, there's a lot of ways that you can almost subconsciously also condition yourself if you think that you're someone who genuinely doesn't have the time or you can't find it. And what I mean by that is, when you're cooking, for example, or you wake up first thing in the morning, you're out the shower, you're just getting ready. These are just void periods where, you're just doing something. Yeah. Something that you can do is just put on a podcast in the background, or put on, one episode on YouTube, for example, something that's going to skill you up and educate you almost subconsciously, so you can be doing something else. But what I found is that constant repetition of what I call brain food and feeding your brain, some new form of information or a repeated pattern of the same type of information, eventually it will start to condition and program itself into your mind. So that's something I'm really, really big on, whether I'm on the train or even when I'm cooking. I just put a video on the TV, and even if I'm not watching it, I'm listening to it. Yeah. And it will start to actually ingrain itself. So if time is your thing, then that's just another way that you can think about reconditioning yourself.
I 100% agree with you. There's always ways to work around it. I mean, all of us have the same 24 hours in the day. The process is not always going to be perfect. You make do with what you have. And especially, for anybody who is still going into work, you have that commute time. Like, that is such valuable time. You can listen to in the space of a week, you can get through an audiobook easily. You can get, and if you think about it like that, that means that you can get through 52 books a year just on your commute to work and your commute back. Like, there's really no excuses. You make time for the things that you prioritize, and you just have to think intelligently about the ways that you're going to go about restructuring your life to be able to optimize your activities effectively.
Most definitely. So for you, Jack, I guess top one takeaway or action point for everyone?
For me, the purpose of life is progress. The purpose of life is progress. So if you're not making progress, if you're not working on yourself, if you're not investing time in self-improvement, then I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. You have to. It's so important. It's so important. So please take time to invest in yourself on a daily basis. What about you, Alex?
For me, it's just to think about an investment in yourself is simply the best investment you can make. And so don't be stingy when it comes to investing in yourself. Invest the time and the energy into making sure that you can realize the maximum value of your potential. So that's it for me. On that note, we're going to be signing out. So stay locked in.
See you next time. Take care.